CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you could be with us on this Thursday, August 28th. Two women have been injured following a bear attack in Sault Ste. Marie. It happened around 5 p.m. yesterday at the north end of People's Road near 5th Line. The pair were walking their dogs on a rural trail when they encountered a mother bear and two cubs. The bear attacked them and left the area with her cubs before police and the Ministry of Natural Resources arrived. The women suffered serious, non-life-threatening injuries and were taken to hospital. The MNR has set traps for the bears and will continue to monitor the area. Okay, let's talk weather and another cool day out there. For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Tony, brisk earlier this morning. I've got to say, had to throw a sweater on, and of course, just walking the dogs, even they noticed it as well. A little windy as well. Cooler yesterday morning, but with the wind factor today, it was cool. First Take on Weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership at getcaa.ca. The rain is leaving. We've got some cloudy conditions, and we've got the start of the long weekend weather, Tony, which also means sunshine and some warmer temperatures. You can bank on that one because, after all, it has been a rather cool week. So details coming up. 5-day forecast, and you'll like it. A good string of sunshine coming up right across the Northeast. Tony?
Good to know. Thanks, Rick. One person from North Bay is dead after a fatal collision last night in Sudbury. Provincial police closed the Highway 17 bypass last night for around 8 hours. The crash happening near the intersection of 17 and Highway 69 north of McFarland Lake between a passenger vehicle and a commercial vehicle. The 26-year-old driver of the passenger vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene. No other injuries were reported. In Sault Ste. Marie, investigators were back on the scene again today after executing a search warrant at an apartment building in the 700 block of Pine Street yesterday. Police and forensics are looking for clues in connection to a homicide in the building back in June. Police officials have not released any other information at this time. The North Bay and area tire slasher has struck again, this time hitting a Powassan family-owned farm equipment business. Joe Piekarski was coming into work Tuesday morning when he noticed several tractors had their tires flattened. Around 50 new and used tractors, trailers, and other equipment had their tires slashed. Just under 200 tires were damaged, with the damage pegged at $200,000. The owner doesn't know if his insurance will cover it all. On Monday night, Piekarski's security camera spotted a person on the property wearing dark clothes with a hood hiding their face. OPP confirmed they have opened a mischief investigation. Piekarski is urging other businesses to beef up their security.
Anybody like car dealers like Mac Lang, Bray Motors, or Mattawa, Sturgeon Falls, be aware that get your cameras, get everything out there that can at least see if we can track this person down or persons and put a stop to it.
Meanwhile, North Bay police say they are also investigating incidents of tire slashing at a Volkswagen dealership and at the City of North Bay Public Works yard. The province is looking at land to continue the expansion of Highway 69 in French River. The Ministry of Transportation is proposing to take a small section of French River Provincial Park and Grundy Lake Provincial Park. The proposal would see French River Provincial Park give 1.7 hectares of land to the MTO for the highway. 3 hectares would go to CN Rail and 4.3 hectares to the municipality of Killarney. The municipality needs the land for the Key River landfill, which would be impacted when the railway is realigned. Grundy Lake Provincial Park would provide 12.5 hectares west and southwest of the park, which would all go to the MTO for the highway expansion. The Ministry of Transportation says construction will begin as soon as all environmental and regulatory approvals are in place, and the ministry has completed duty to consult obligations to ensure all impacted and interested Indigenous communities have been appropriately consulted. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, let's take a live webcam look at Worthington Street in North Bay. It's 12 Celsius. We're back in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
You know, when you do this job from time to time, people say, you better bring us some nice weather just in time for the long weekend. So duly noted, this happened at Country Style on Lawrence Street in Sudbury today. So here's your forecast. Once we get rid of the cloud and the remnants of that rain moving easterly to the province of Quebec. And of course, I can assure you right now, at least according to Environment Canada, that it will be nice this Labor Day weekend. So let's have a look at those numbers. It's amazing when people say you better give me a nice weather forecast. Okay, we've got some cloud cover in Sudbury Nickel Belt to start things off tomorrow, but take a look at Saturday and Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. 4 consecutive days of sunny skies. Even the temperatures, we see a warm up from 22 to 24 to 25. How about that for the long weekend? Meanwhile, in the Sioux and Algoma, mainly sunny tomorrow at 18. Here we go. Sunshine on Saturday and Sunday. Monday, some sun and cloud. Labor Day Monday at 24. Sunshine on Tuesday, 24. Also a nice looking forecast. This one in Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You've got some cloud cover Friday. Sunshine Saturday, cloud cover Sunday, sunshine Monday, and cloud cover Tuesday, but the temperatures 17, 22, 24, and 25. So all in all, at least no rain, at least as far as we can tell right now. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of showers to start things off for tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine, 23, 24, 26 on Monday. Then sun and cloud on Tuesday at 27. I like that reading of 27. That's the way it should be to start off the month of September, so why not? And one last look now at what's happening in North Bay and West Nipissing. Okay, chance of showers, that's early in the morning. It'll get better tomorrow in North Bay, West Nipissing. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine both days, 23, 24. That continues into Labor Day Monday, 26. 27 Tuesday, sun and clouds. So, Tony Ryma, I'm going to ask you, any complaints with the weather forecast throughout northeastern Ontario? Looks good to me.
It does look good. Thanks so much for that, Rick. Laurentian University has completed the sale of its real estate assets to the province. The transaction is a major milestone that marks the end of the financial crisis that saw it become the first university in Canada to declare insolvency. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
Laurentian University successfully exited the CCAA process in late 2022. However, the university still had to complete the final steps, which included the sale of $53.5 million in real estate assets and the distribution of funds to creditors. Today, it was announced through an internal memo that the university had finalized the sale of properties to the province.
There will be a sense of relief from many members. It was a very long process, and especially for also terminated employees and terminated faculty members who were waiting to get a part of their severance.
It's a bittersweet announcement. On the one hand, it's a reminder of what happened with CCAA. On the other hand, it's a step forward towards exiting that process completely and sort of that positive rebirth of Laurentian that we're all looking forward to.
Among the properties being sold are the East Residence, the Northern Ontario School of Medicine Health Sciences Building, and the Valley Living with Lakes Centre, which was finalized as of last December. The university will lease back 3 of the properties to ensure continued use of the facilities.
It represents only 24% of what was owed to the creditors, so including indeed LUFA terminated members and also Laurentian University terminated employees, and that shows how cruel the CCAA process was.
Laurentian said the university's president would not be commenting publicly, but stated in the memo that the final steps in the process would be completed as of December. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
A new approach to the housing crisis in the north got funding today. As CTV's Alana Everson explains, the MacEwan School of Architecture will be expanding to help tackle the problem.
Sudbury MP Vivian Lapointe announces a federal investment of $450,000 to help create the Institute for Northern Housing Innovation at the MacEwan School of Architecture. The goal is to share knowledge and innovative solutions to address critical challenges in the region's housing sector.
the kind of weather that we have, what kind of material works best, what are some of the construction approaches that would work really, really well. So they'll be developing those local solutions, and they'll be sharing them with governments so that we can then develop programs that make a lot of sense for these regional areas.
The founder of the Institute says the housing crisis has prompted the school to look at housing in the North through a much more affordable and sustainable lens.
We want to work with industry, both in terms of developing and adopting new construction methods and materials. We want to provide training not only to our students in terms of the complexity when it comes to housing, but also training in terms of professionals when we start looking at advanced manufacturing, robotics, embodied carbon.
The new technology is looking at using robotics and AI and other new innovations to speed up the way houses are built, but also use materials that are sustainable and that can withstand the climate of Northern Ontario.
The Greater Sudbury Development Corporation and Desjardins also announced investments of $150,000 each to help build the Institute. School officials say shovels will go in the ground this fall, with an expected construction completion date sometime next summer. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Beam signing ceremony coming up on CTV News at 5. We head to North Bay, where a new twin pad and community center is being constructed. The city of North Bay marked a major milestone this morning in the construction of a new twin pad arena and recreation center. As CTV's Eric Tashner reports, the project is still on time and on budget.
With this beam signed, it's hoisted into the air and fastened into place, completing a major milestone in the construction of the new twin pad, arena, and community center.
Oh, it's 100% needed. It just, like I said before, it's going to grow the sport. It will make more ice time available. We'll be able to stay within North Bay.
According to officials, the $63 million facility is still on budget. There's $500,000 in internal costs, and the city did have a $1.1 million contingency plan.
There's only been about $300,000 to $400,000 of that was utilized, and that was due to some rock work that was done.
The recreation facility will also include a walking track, a community room, and 14 dressing rooms to support both indoor and outdoor sports, with enough parking for more than 400 vehicles. It will also be one of the first net carbon zero recreational facilities in Canada. The federal government is chipping in close to $26 million from its Inclusive Community Buildings program.
The taxpayers should be very proud of this project, and the cost reductions from where we originally projected back 2 years ago and to where it is today, I think that it's good value for dollar.
Lead contractor Ellis Don Corporation says once the steel frame is complete, construction crews will move on to steel decking and finishing work, followed by the building envelope phase, which includes roofing and exterior walls.
Our goal is to have it enclosed for the winter to ensure that we're able to work right through the winter no matter what the weather conditions are.
The city is directing $1.5 million in contributions from OLG towards the project. It's slated for an August 2026 opening, which means user groups won't have to wait too long before they step out onto the ice.
It will be really exciting to have more ice surfaces.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
The 16 automated license plate reader systems in Greater Sudbury we told you about yesterday are active. CTV's Madison Merrier tells us more about the privacy and security with these ALPRs.
Stationary automated license plate reader systems have been added to 16 intersections around the city.
The stationary ALPRs are used for more investigative leads when it comes to things like missing persons, Amber Alerts, human trafficking, drug investigations, stolen vehicles, or an active and ongoing investigation.
These type of cameras are not new. Police cruisers have automated license plate readers, and they scan every license plate they come across against the MTO database. However, these stationary cameras differ as they scan all license plates around the city, only flagging plates that have been entered into the system by an officer as a risk to public safety. Still, some see it as a potential violation of privacy. According to Greater Sudbury Police, the cameras will not monitor speed or capture images of the driver. Only images of the rear license plates will be taken.
It's most likely it is just going to be a snapshot with a image of the license plate when it passes by, so the privacy risk is very low.
And the data will be purged regularly.
So every 7 days, if you are not a vehicle of interest, the picture is purged from the system.
Within 7 days, if the data is deleted, and it would only be deleted if it's no longer required for any type of purposes. If it is required, it would probably be preserved and retained even longer. Especially if it involves some sort of investigation. So 7 days seems reasonable.
Police say the cameras are designed to help with ongoing investigations and that audits will be done regularly to ensure they are compliant with the law. GSPS also says they adhere to the Privacy and Information Commissioner of Ontario guidelines. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Things continue to progress in the redevelopment of Golden Manor in Timmins, the city releasing the sneak peek overhead yesterday. According to its social media feed, curtain walls are going up, brickwork is ongoing, along with mechanical, electrical, and drywall. The new 192-bed home at the corner of Jubilee Avenue and Ontario Boulevard will replace the current facility once finished. A jolt for the driver and now a jolt for your car. Tim Hortons is partnering with Flow, a Canadian provider of electric vehicle charging stations. 100 Tim's locations are getting fast charging stations. Tim Hortons has already begun this project, rolling out the first EV station at a location in Regina. 13 more locations are expected to have stations by the end of this year, and all 100 up and running by 2028. Tim Hortons couldn't say which shops will be getting the charging stations, but confirmed Northern Ontario can expect one or more locations to get one. Using technology to diagnose cancer. When we return, we'll talk with a researcher at a Northern University in our Tech Talk segment. You're watching First at 5. It's a project focusing on building a computational framework to analyze next-generation sequencing data and solve problems such as early cancer diagnosis. What does that all mean? To break it down for us, Dr. Peng La, Assistant Professor of Computer Science and Technology at Algoma University's Brampton campus, now joins us. Peng, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Tell us about your research. I had a brief introduction there, but give our viewers a better sense of it.
Yeah, so my research is focusing on analyzing this data called next generation sequencing. So it's a technology that can read the genetic code from many fragments of DNA at once, so we can see these tiny changes linked to diseases. And as for like a cancer diagnosis, so nowadays we can use, there are many types of sequencing assays. We can identify different like mutations or like any kind of information from the same blood samples. And then using building an AI model, we can then diagnose all these informations and diagnose cancer even like at most 2 years before it's, the tumor is identified by medical images. So it's a very popular and challenging area. And our study is try to develop a deep learning framework that can better integrate all these different type of sequencing data types, so that the model can more accurate and reliably identify cancer for people.
So you're talking about computer coding to help narrow the field of possible diseases. How long have you been working on this research?
Well, I started this study when I was a postdoc at Princess Margaret Cancer Center, and my supervisor, Trevor Pugh, their lab is focusing on using this cell-free DNA. This is a kind of thing we sequence and try to use them to predict cancer. It's I've been working on this for I think 4 years, yeah. And Previously, we used like traditional methods, basically statistics and sample machine learning models like support vector machines as random forests to analyze this data and separately and then using a voting method to combine all the results together to predict cancer for patients. But nowadays we are trying to improve it using deep learning to make sure we believe that using deep learning, it can better learn these features across these different types of data and maybe improve the accuracy of the prediction.
Peng, appreciate your time and continued success with your research.
Thank you.
Peng Law was our guest, and to see more of our Tech Talk series, head to CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. It was a celebratory atmosphere in Haileybury yesterday, which now has some new courts. Officials cut the ribbon on the community's newly built tennis and pickleball courts. The new Liskeard Lions were also on hand to provide hot dogs free of charge. We're off to Otter Lake on Manitoulin Island. Cindy Van Valkenburg and Tim Saint-Amand sent us these shots of some flowers from the garden. Wow, looks like the flowers really love the heat and the rain. Thanks so much, Cindy and Tim. To Sudbury, Barb emailed us this picture of a porcupine that walked up behind her and her chihuahua just across the road from Science North. Did you know that the Science Center also has a porcupine? Her name is Maple. I wonder if this is a relative. Thanks so much, Barb. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. Finally, the weather was perfect as Canadian Forces snowbirds dazzled hundreds of spectators at the North Bay waterfront last night. The snowbirds participated in a half-hour fly over Lake Nipissing at 6 p.m. The aerial team was originally scheduled to perform in North Bay earlier this year for Armed Forces Day, but had to reschedule due to unexpected training delays. Impressive. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.